Good morning, my friends. It is the weekend. It is Saturday. I am running late, shocking. I'm on my way to daily mass. Mass is at 8:30, which I'm more than have time for. But they start rosary at like 8 or 5 after 8. And I'm going to miss that, probably. Or I'm going to go in halfway. Because Felix was taking forever to go potty this morning. Yeah, he just wanted to play. He did not have any intention of going potty. So he made me just a little bit late, but that's okay. It's fine, as long as I'm there for mass. Doug left over an hour ago about an hour ago for Bible study. So I'll just meet him there for mass, and then we will leave his car there and go to the farmer's market. Not the one we went to last week. We're going to a smaller one this week, and then get home. I have really been enjoying this summer going to daily mass. Back when Andrew was a baby, Doug and I went all the time. It just, the church near us had like a 6:30, and we were all up, so we always went. And then Doug would go off to work, and Andrew and I would go about our day. But then as they get older and the kids start school and, I started working a bit, it became harder. So I am enjoying it for this summer. Now, once September hits and I start working again, then I won't be able to go because my first baby comes at 7:15 and there are no masses in the area. There's like no 6:30 masses. So I'm enjoying it while I can this summer. All that to say, I am enjoying daily mass while I can this summer. I do not go every single day. I try to go a couple times a week. I always try to go on Wednesday because they have Eucharistic adoration on Wednesdays. I try to go on Saturdays to be with Doug. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends on what I have going on. You know that from my blogs. But yeah, anyway. All that for that. So that's where I'm heading, and like I said, we're gonna go to the farmer's market and then come home. Doug needs to spend probably about another hour working on his homily because he is preaching this weekend at the 5 o'clock mass tonight. He said he just needs to clean a few things up. In the Catholic Church, a homily is what other denominations would call a sermon or a message, maybe. In the Catholic Church, it's a homily. That's what it's called. So, yeah. So that's tonight at 5. We have pinochle tonight at my brother's. So when I get home, we really want to spend a lot of time this weekend doing some yard work. We need to power wash the house. We need to do a few things. So we want to do all that this weekend because it's really the last weekend we're going to have to do anything, because the rest of the weekends are going to hopefully be so much fun. But I need to make a cake. My brother asked for that zucchini cake for dessert tonight. So, dry spot. So that is super easy to make. Super easy. So I'm going to make that as soon as I get home and let it cool. And then later this afternoon, before we go to 5 o'clock mass, I'll make the caramel icing for it. I might film it again since I screwed it up so bad last time and missed the entire making of the cake. I know. Mr. Felix is getting picked up today around 1. So it's been so much fun having him. And everybody keeps asking me, are you going to get a dog now that you've had a dog back in the house? Yes, I miss having a dog. I do. But nothing will ever compare to Aria. Like, she was literal perfection. She was. I mean, and I know a lot of it was the training that we did with her and her previous owners did with her. I'm not saying, she just popped out perfect. But, we trained her not to beg at the table. We trained her not to bark like a crazy girl. I mean, she barked. She's a dog, but you know, she was very good. You know, we would put her, like, treat her food down, and she would not touch it until we told her she could. Like, she was just so good, really, really good. But, and I'm just afraid that I would compare any other dog to her. And honestly, even this week, it's been like, oh my gosh, well, I can't be going too long because Felix is home, and, oh, you know, I need to get home because Felix is home, and things like that. And I don't miss that part of it. I miss the sitting on the couch at night snuggling with a doggy. I just don't miss all the work that comes with it. Call me lazy if you want, and that's fine, but I have enough things to keep alive and keep happy right now. And I will just continue to dog sit other people's dogs and love on them and then give them back. Kind of like kids, you know? Love on them and give them back. You know, if you're done having kids. I mean, kids are a blessing. I would have 20 kids of my own if we could have. But, yeah, so that's how I feel. I hope that made sense. But anyway, so, yeah, so we've got all that to do this weekend. And I want to start thinking about getting ready for next week, and what I'm going to wear to the graduation and to the dinner and stuff like that. Today is Saturday, I told you that. Today is the day that if they earned it, the recruits get off base liberty. So from around like 9:30 this morning until 9 o'clock tonight, they have to wear their dress uniform. They have to conduct themselves with military bearing, but they are allowed to go off the base. The commanders march them to the gates and let them go. There is a free shuttle bus that makes a loop from the base into Cape May, into another little town called Rio Grande, into another town called Wildwood, then back to Cape May, then back to the base. It just makes a big loop all day. And the recruits can jump on and off the bus, you know, wherever they want. They can explore the town. They can go eat. They can go to the movies. They can go bowling. Some recruits, and I know this sounds crazy, some recruits pull their money together and they rent a hotel room for the day, and they order pizza and they nap in a real bed. Yeah, I know that sounds crazy. And they are allowed to do that as long as it stays, you know, all boys or all girls. You're not allowed to mix. And from what I hear, the company commanders are out in the same areas that the recruits might be, kind of undercover, keeping an eye on them to make sure that they are conducting themselves properly. But yeah, so I don't know. I found it hysterical that some of them do that. Like, they will like literally sleep for like 4 hours in a bed and eat pizza. They are not allowed to consume alcohol. They are not allowed to consume any tobacco products. Nothing like that. But I don't see Adam doing a hotel thing. I can see him definitely jumping on and off of the bus at all the places. You know, because we grew up here. We know the shore area. So I can kind of see him, you know, just doing all the things. And I know the first stop is a place out in Cape May called Coffee Time. They give all the recruits a free cup of coffee. And this will be the first coffee that they've had in 7.5 weeks, if they're coffee drinkers. So, exciting stuff. But I have talked long enough. I am a little more than halfway to church. I might make half the rosary. It's okay. It's all good. I can say it on my own. We went to Holy Hour last night. So we have Holy Hour Eucharistic Adoration every Wednesday. And then the first Friday of every month, they have a Holy Hour from 7 to 8 at night. So we try to hit that. It's very nice. And Doug usually assists or runs it. So, anyway, that is that. I am hoping this road is open because it was closed the other day. They were doing work. Yes, it is. Good, because it was a big detour around on Wednesday, and I was almost late for church because it was a big detour, like a long way out of the way. But we're all good. So I will, next time I see you, will probably be at the farmer's market. Well, we just came down to the farmer's market. There is no farmer's market today. It's every Saturday, I thought. There's other people that like kind of pulled down here and turned around too. So I don't know. So that kind of ruins that for us. But oh well, we'll figure something out. Guess what I got back? My necklace and my ring. I am so excited. They called me yesterday and said that they were done. I think I told you last weekend, we took my ring to the jeweler just to have it checked. And there were 2 broken prongs. That's why you have these things checked, my friends. And we also, my necklace was full of hair. The chain was full of hair. So, had that cleaned. So, I'm excited. And then I'm even more excited because I got back in the car and there was a text message from one of my Coastie moms. So, I've told you a million times, there's a Facebook group for parents and friends and family of Kilo Company. I got really close to 3 of the moms. We just kind of connected, and we have like our own little group chat and everything now. And one of the moms especially I got close to, and she just texted me and she's like, oh my gosh, and her son, and she's like, his phone is on and it's charged 100%. I was like, oh my gosh. So I quickly looked on our Life 360 app, and Adam's phone is also on and charged at 100%. So I am expecting a phone call very soon. So excited. So excited. I got a text. Hi, Ma. So he was on the bus, and oh my gosh, well, they're not allowed to walk and talk or walk and text. They must be sitting stationary somewhere. That's a rule. And we texted just a few things, and then he stopped texting. And okay, do not hate on me for this. I do not want any nasty comments. But I looked on Life 360 to see where he was. I am not stalking my kid. I am not tracking my kid. I don't do it on a normal basis. This is a special instance, and he knows. So I opened up Life 360 to see where he was. I am not surprised. And I'm not surprised. He's at Wawa. I am not surprised. So yeah, I don't know what he's doing, so I can't wait to talk to him. But yeah, his first stop was Wawa. If you do not know what a Wawa is a convenience store on steroids, I guess. Not like a Buc-ee's, not that big, but it's in mostly the tri-state area. They are starting to go a little bit south. I think there's a Wawa in Florida now, but it is just the quintessential place to be if you are from the tri-state area. It's a gas station, it's a hoagie shop, it's a coffee shop, it's everything. And I'm not surprised that's where he went first, but just waiting now. Just waiting. This is the face of a very happy mama. We got a FaceTime. So we talked for a little while, and I told him to FaceTime his brother and FaceTime Bella. We have all day, so I'm not gonna hog up all of his time. He looks so handsome. Not allowed to share any pictures. So sorry about that. When he gets home and everything, we can, but not now. But he looks so handsome in his dress uniform, although I was surprised. I expected his dress cover, but the cover he has on, the cover's a hat. It looks like an Air Force One. It's like the little, I don't know, it's hard to explain. But, so I was a little surprised by that, but he looks so handsome. He must have just got a haircut too, because he is really bald. Sure, yeah. Last week, there was some peach fuzz growing. Not this week. But he's doing really well. He is still squad leader. He didn't get fired, which is a testament. He loves it. He crushed his PT test. They earned coffee and dessert this week, which is exciting. So in the mess hall, they're allowed to have coffee and dessert, because that has to be earned. You don't get it. It has to be earned. And it's usually not earned until week 7, 8. So But yeah, he's a very happy camper, so can't wait to talk to him a little bit more this afternoon. But we are gonna head home. This guy's gonna work on his homily a little bit, clean it up.
Yep.
I'm gonna get that cake going, and then once he's done his homily, he's setting the tone for the day. We'll probably work outside a little bit. So gotta fill all the chicken feeders. Gotta clean the coop out. I'm thinking about maybe doing that tomorrow, though. I don't know. We have to come up with a plan, because I don't want to power wash and then clean out the coop, because what's the point of that? So we'll see. We'll come up with a plan, right?
Yeah, figure it out.
You guys did not get a video of making the cake because Adam called back right while I was getting ready to start the cake. I had to get it in the oven, and I love you guys, but I love Adam a whole lot more, and he trumps filming for you guys. Sorry, that's just the way it is. So I'll make it again, I'm sure. You'll see the whole thing. But I will link the recipe in the description box. Oops, sorry, buddy. So right now I'm just trying to clean up from making the cake, kind of get my house back in order a little bit. Felix's owners will be coming to pick him up in about 45 minutes. Adam is not telling us a whole lot of stories because he wants to tell us all together, so he only has to say once. So, but we got a lot. We did get a lot. So they have their big inspection on Monday, and that's with like the Grand Poopah. That's like with the big commander, and it's like a whole squad bay inspection. The first time they had it, what did he say, Doug? There were 922 infractions. And then they had it again, and there were 20. So much better. Much better. So they passed that. But Monday is their uniform inspection, right? And Adam is struggling with that. So he's going to have some help. He's struggling with ironing. He said the one night he was standing guard, and one of the company commanders came up to him, and they said, "Did you iron that uniform with a cold rock?" So he's struggling. And now this boy has been ironing since high school. He has been ironing since high school. So I don't know what his problem is. But he said, huh?
He's not very good.
He's not very good at it. So he did say that they were going to help him iron his uniforms tomorrow for the inspection on Monday. So that'll be the last thing. He also said, so like they have their company flag, and they get ribbons awarded to them for certain things. I forget, what did he call it? What did he call the ribbons?
Pennants.
Pennants. You can possibly earn 8 of them. They've earned 7 already. If they pass the commander's inspection tomorrow, they will earn the 8. And what do they call that? A full swing? Full swing, I think he said. So that will be so cool for them if they have all 8 pennants hanging off of their company flag. So pretty cool. So hopefully on Monday they'll pass that. But yeah, he's just so stinking excited. So excited. And I'm really happy for him. So anyway, I'm going to go get this house cleaned up. Doug just took out the trash, and something in there stunk really bad. Not sure what it was, but now I need to air out my kitchen a little bit because, yeah, when he pulled out the trash can, all that smell came out. I don't know what was in there, but it is not pleasant. So I'll get my diffuser going and try to get rid of that smell. But for now, we'll see. I'll be back. I have not filmed much this afternoon because I have been on the phone with Adam, like here and there, and on the phone with one of the other Coastie mamas. So that trumps filming. And things kind of got out of control. So apparently next weekend now we are having a party for Adam. Yeah, somebody mentioned it, and I'm like, oh yeah, we should do something. So now I think we're gonna have a party for like 40 people at our house. So that ought to be fun. I'm excited about that. I have to work out the details, and we'll see. Hey, good morning. It is Sunday morning. Didn't vlog much yesterday because I talked to Adam a lot yesterday. I told you he had off-base Liberty, so we talked several times during the day. He would switch around, like I said, to Bella, to us, to his grandmom, to his aunt, to his brother, to his friends. So we pretty much talked a lot yesterday, so I didn't even film. Today, though, we have a lot to do. A lot to do, because we didn't do a whole lot yesterday. I went and played pinochle last night, and it was Doug and I against Joey and Mary. I'm measuring here. It was Doug and I against Joey and Mary, and some miracle occurred, and Doug and I won all 3 games. That does not happen. They literally could not get any cards. It got to the point where Mary would just laugh. She'd laugh because it didn't matter what suit Joey called. There were no, it got to the point where it was actually a little bit funny. But it was definitely through no fault of their own, because they're amazing pinochle players. They just could not get the cards. But we had a good time. But this morning, well, Doug had 7:30 mass this morning. We went to church last night. Doug gave the homily last night. He had 7:30 this morning, so I am up and getting breakfast made for when he comes home. We're having pancakes. I just milled a couple cups of flour, mixing all that together, and I like to let it sit, because when you use fresh milled flour, it's better if it sits for a little bit, because the flour hydrates. So I'm going to get that mixed up, get the sausage going. I have a whole chicken thawing. We're going to have spatchcock chicken on the grill for dinner tonight. What else? I have 100 ears of corn that need to be dealt with today, so I will be working on that. Doug will be doing some yard work. When I'm done the corn, I will help him with. I think we're going to help each other, so I will bring you along for what is probably going to be a very boring day, but I'll bring you along anyway. I guess that's it. So I decided next weekend to have I said we're going to have a little gathering for Adam on Saturday, like a little welcome home graduation from boot camp party. He never had a graduation party from high school because it was COVID year. So we're having a party Saturday, and it kind of got a little bit out of hand. But it's last minute, so there's a lot of people who can't make it, and I get that. So it might not be as bad as I think it's going to be. So, yeah. Because when I did the guest list, there were like 40 people. But not everybody can make it. Like I said, it's last minute. So, just a little gathering here. Doing it here. Calling a caterer. Not doing anything. Don't have time for that. So, it'll be fun. I don't care if there's 3 people here. It'll still be fun. But probably about 20. What else? I guess that's it. So we'll break in the new patio with a party next weekend. That'll be fun. We have a super busy week, so not sure how much I'm going to vlog this week. Tomorrow night we're going down to the shore for the sunset parade. I'm going to try to vlog that for you. And then Bella's coming Wednesday. Doug has an oncology appointment Wednesday. Thursday, I have a nail appointment, so I'm going to call up and see if I can get one for Bella, too, and treat her to a manicure. And we are going to, I don't know what her and I are going to do on, I don't know. We'll see. Well, we're going to bake a little bit on Thursday together. We're going to make brownies for Adam, because they're his favorite, so they'll be ready for him when he comes home. Yeah, so it's going to be a fun week, hopefully. Okay, we are starting on bag number 1. We're about halfway through bag number 1. We will just compost all of the husks and silks right into the compost bin. I have water going in the house. I'm gonna go check that and start some of this blanching. Then we'll get it cooled, cut off the cob, and in the freezer. Okay, I have my big canning pot, and it's been just about 2 minutes. I am blanching some corn in there. I'm going to now take it out and put it in the sink that's filled with ice and cool water to cool it down immediately. And then I'm going to place it on some beach towels to let it finish cooling, just so I can handle it and cut off the kernels. Pretty much as soon as the hot corn hit it, all the ice melted, but it's still super cold, so it'll be fine. You just want to cool it down very quickly. And then I'm just going to put it out on the towels. And then we're going to cut it off the cob. I do not have any fancy cutters for getting it off the cob. I just use a knife and just take it right down. You don't want the cob, you just want the kernels. You can kind of feel it. I personally don't like doing it in a bowl like this, but I thought it would be easier to show you in the bowl. I do it right on the cutting board and then just scoop it up with a bench scraper. Just because this is a little bit, I feel like, limiting, so. But I thought it would be neater to show you this way. Let's see. Now, there are a million ways to do this. Some people blanch it, some people do not. Some people cool it just room temperature, some people put it in cold water. You just have to do the method that you prefer. I'm not really sure there's any right or wrong method. It's just what you like. 2 years ago, I tried canning the corn using my pressure canner, because corn needs to be pressure canned. It can't be water bathed, because it's a low acid food. But anyway, I tried canning it and it was horrible. It burnt so bad, it was just inedible. It turned brown and it was just horrible. And I followed all the directions. And from what I gathered through my research, Jersey corn, this is Silver Queen, and it is super high in sugar, natural sugar, and it burnt. That's why it did not can nicely. And I actually ended up feeding it all to the chickens. Luckily, I only did one batch. It was like 6-quart jars, I think. So I just fed it back to the chickens and they enjoyed it. But we certainly didn't. So now the only way I will do corn is to freeze it. Sometimes I'll do some on the cob. Just depends on my mood. Most of it we take off the cob and I freeze it in 2-cup increments. I do it in my vacuum sealer, and then we have fresh Jersey corn all winter long. Nothing beats it. So I'm just gonna go and finish working on all this. Doug is still shucking outside for me. It really doesn't take that long to do. So we'll have this done in no time, and just one more chore off the list and some nice corn in the freezer that we can enjoy in the off season. Oh, also, as not to waste anything, you can make corn cob jelly with the leftover corn cobs. I have made that before on my channel. I think I might do a batch this year because we do not have any. But I think I'll do a batch this year. We'll see what kind of time I have. If I have room, I'm going to try to freeze some of these cobs. Our freezers are at capacity. I tried to convince Doug the other night that we should go to Costco and get one more of those stand-up freezers with the drawers in them. But he wasn't really on board with that. And he swears he can find places for all this corn. God only knows. I'm gonna have corn in 4 different freezers, I'm sure. But that's okay. It is what it is. But I don't think I'm gonna have room to freeze a lot of the cobs. And last time I froze all of them, and it was great because every once in a while I take a bag out and give them to the chickens for a treat on a hot day. That nice frozen cob. And I also use them for corn cob jelly. But I don't have the luxury this year of freezing all the cobs. So we'll just try to freeze enough for a batch or 2 of jelly and a few for the chickens. I'm going to give them some today as a treat once I get done. But anyway, that's that. I'm going to keep moving here. Gonna make sure this is completely cooled down. It's pretty much mostly cooled right now, but I don't want to get it in those freezer bags until it's all the way cooled. Okay, I'm about halfway through. I have this whole huge bowl of corn, and then just starting on this pot. I've got some drying, got my water there, got some in the sink, got some over there. So we're getting there. I already took some of the corn cobs out and gave them to the girls, and boy, were they happy about that. So we're just gonna keep going. I am going to save out 4 ears to cook for dinner tonight. And I'm also going to keep some of these whole and freeze them as is. So while I am in the kitchen working on the corn, Doug is outside spraying the house to get the green off of it. You know, that green that comes from the sun and the rain and all that. Cannot think of the name of algae, like the algae stuff. We get it on the back of our house. So he is getting that off, and he'll also do the fence. And then he is going to power wash the back, I believe. So here is what we ended up with. I'm going to do 3 packages of 4 pieces of corn each. And then I've got this huge bowl and this huge pot of corn. So I'm gonna go down and get the vacuum sealer, and we're gonna get this all sealed up and be done. Not too bad, it's just hitting 12 o'clock. Okay, I got our corn cob sealed. I use my vac sealer. I have, it's called a chamber sealer. I burned through 3 food savers because we use them so often. So I bit the bullet about a year or 2 ago and bought a professional chamber sealer. You just put the product in the bag in the chamber, hit the button, and it automatically vacuum packs and seals the bag. First, I do not understand how it works. I'm not even going to pretend I do. It blows up the bag with air, and I have it set for 25 seconds vacuum time and 4 seconds seal time. So once it vacuums, it starts to seal, and then it finishes by completely removing all the air, and it is totally sealed. So it was definitely a good investment for us because it is something we use all the time. For the normal person, we loved our food savers. Like I said, the first one we had, I had for years and years and years and years and years. Finally, it broke. And then the second one I got didn't last quite as long, and the third one I got was a disaster. So for us, this was definitely worth it. Definitely got our money's worth out of it. So I am gonna go finish up. I am doing 3 cups of corn per bag for our family. And then it's Doug's turn to play Tetris and try to get this in the freezer. Okay, corn is done and dusted. I have 3 packages of 4 ears each, so we got some whole ears there. And then I did this in 3 cup increments, and we have 17 bags of 3 cups of corn. So that should get us through part of the winter anyway. We're gonna get this in the freezer, see how much room is left. And then maybe at the end of August, we'll reevaluate and see if we can do another 50 ears or so, just to make sure we really get through. Okay, now that our corn is all done, I wanna start, it's very early, but I wanna start just working on dinner. And honestly, I have not spatchcocked a chicken in probably 2 years. So I'll bring you along, but I don't know if this will be a tutorial. I have my whole chicken here. I have the legs facing towards the back, and I have the breast side down, because when you spatchcock a chicken, you want to cut out the backbone. So I'm going to use kitchen scissors and just cut right through, staying right next to the backbone. It's still a little frozen. I hear some ice in there. It'll be fine. You want to stay nice and close to that backbone. You don't want to cut out too far. You can see. Now I'm going to go down the other side. I am going to throw this backbone back into the freezer because I want to use it for stock next time I make stock. You can also do this with a knife. You don't have to do it with the scissors. It's definitely not the most elegant thing, but I think you're getting it. There we go. There's our backbone. Like I said, I am gonna save that for stock. And now we have our chicken. The back, I didn't get quite close enough. I see some little ribs here. I'm gonna go just back and trim that up a little bit. You definitely don't need to, but I am. Good enough. Good enough. Now we're going to turn it over, but it's still holding its shape. And the point of spatchcocking a chicken is to have it flat. So I am going to go in right here in the breastbone and just cut down a little bit just to loosen that up. And then I'm going to turn it over and push. I don't know if you could hear that. And that you're basically breaking that open. Oh, my phone storage was full. I had to go and delete some stuff. So it missed the last bit of it, but basically I just broke it open and you can see now it's laying completely flat. Now this is a part I've never done before, but saw online and thought it was interesting. To help it hold its shape and make it easier to turn on the grill, you take like a kebab skewer and put it through the leg and then up through the breastbone, the breast, and then take another one and go the opposite way. Kind of make an X. And it says it'll help it hold its shape and make it easier to turn. I don't know if it will or not, but there is our spatchcock chicken ready to go on the grill. And I'm gonna have the grill at about 375, and I'm gonna do it on indirect heat. I'm going to light the burners on the ends to heat up the grill, and I'm gonna cook it in the middle with the lid down. I want the grill to be about 375, and it'll probably take about an hour, hour and a half to cook. I'm a big proponent of using a thermometer to make sure it is completely cooked all the way through. But for now, I am gonna go get these nasty hands washed and get this back in the fridge because we're not ready for it. And this leg broke. This was one of the ones, we knew that when we had one with a broken leg during processing. The leg broke in the plucker. So it's not as perfect as it should be, but it's okay. It's still gonna taste delicious. Honestly, is there anything more satisfying than power washing? I love it. This got super, super dirty back here when they were doing the concrete, and they did power wash some, but not the whole thing. And I mean, it just gets dirty back here anyway, between the trees and the dirt in the chicken coop. So once a year, we try to give it a good power wash. We're a little bit late this year, but that's okay. I forgot to film when I put it on at first. I put it down breast side up first for, I don't know, I guess about a half hour or so. And now I just flipped it. I have the center two burners on low. I guess I have them all on low. Yes, they're all on low. And just letting it cook. It's been about a half hour or so, and probably needs about another hour. Can I tell you how much Doug just loves when I say, hey, I have an idea? Don't you, babe?
Oh, yeah.
So there was this really nice metal glider on sale at Tractor Supply on clearance. It started out like $160, and I've been watching it every week. I've been watching the price drop and drop and drop. And finally it dropped enough today that I could pull the trigger. And the only problem is it's white, and I don't want white because I want it to match this. That's the cushion for the glider. So I had this brilliant idea that since it was so inexpensive, what would it hurt to try and paint it? So that is what we are doing. We are painting it black, and we'll see what happens. Stay tuned, my friends. As always, I screwed up dinner and forgot to show you, but there is the spatchcock chicken all done and, well, all cut down. It's very good, very easy to do, and I highly recommend it. So Doug went and got more paint, and I got all the pieces painted. Those pieces painted front side and back side. I still need to go and touch up a few places. These pieces I got painted on the one side, so when they dry, I'll flip them and do the other side. So we're getting there. Well, friends, I never closed out the vlog yesterday. We got so busy. We ended up with company for dinner. That's why I didn't record any of that. And what else? Just working on painting those pieces to the glider and getting some garden work done. Things like that. So, and I just never closed out. And then once we got the garden work done, we came in, got showered, and watched the Phillies game, and then watched The Gilded Age. If you watch The Gilded Age, right? Oh my gosh, totally not expecting that. Don't want to give any spoilers away. But oh my gosh, were you as shocked as I was? Let me know in the comments. But I am getting ready now to head out to Daily Mass, and then I'm going to run over to Marshall's or TJ Maxx and see if I can find a dress. I'm still looking for a sundress to wear because I know what I want. That's the problem. To graduation. So yeah, so that is the end of this weekend vlog. I know it wasn't that exciting of a weekend, but it is what it is. I will try to film some this week. It's going to be a busy, busy week, but I'm going to try to film, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me, as always.